Okay, up and running, I think. Here we are, the good mornings. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, now we got another problem. Glasses under the headphones. No, I can't see the screen. Whatever. Let me trace a bit and then we'll have a go. I'm trying to listen in so I hear the same thing that you guys are hearing. Oh, the pencil's dead. Just a second. See, excuse me, see how long it takes to charge. Actually, it works pretty well. The specs say give it like 60 seconds plugged into the pad and you get 5, 10, 15 minutes more. Okay, and what I've done is I'm monitoring the audio so I can hear what you're hearing, and I've put noise suppression on the audio. The crackle, I think that happened yesterday after the interface got too hot, so we may see some later. But the hiss should be gone, I think. But while I'm waiting for the pencil to charge there, I can show you. What we did was there's noise suppression on. If I take it off, I don't know what you're hearing, but I'm hearing a huge hiss here. And then if I add noise suppression bit by bit, take off the hiss, my voice doesn't change too much. If I put too much noise suppression, now we get this bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. I think at the moment it's okay. As far as crackle goes, this is why I'm wearing headphones now, so I can hear if it comes up. We'll see. Okay. Pencil charge. The interesting world we live in where we can't do our drawing work until our tool has power. Let's try it. Layer, brush. Yep. We talked about this yesterday. Some of these areas here I'm not trying to trace exactly. I'm just showing the zone, and the actual color separation will come when I'm doing it with my knife. I've never heard the crows like that before. It's funny, in real life I don't notice them, but now with headphones on, I hear them. undefined areas here. Okay, shapes. Oops. It's going to be a very busy day in the shop today. There's 4 parties scheduled, all full, 4 or 5 people. And this is the part where we had confusion yesterday, and people are telling me to use a fill tool, and one gentleman was quite adamant in the email that I'm wasting way too much time and to get some good software or learn how to use it. And whatever, if I tapped here now to fill, I guess it would save time, but this software doesn't do that. And as far as the negative and positive comments, I should be working in negative rather than positive. The important thing here is going to be the edge of these shapes. And that comes right now when I switch to an eraser. And clean up these points. So that's what I need when I've got my knife. It's these points. Erase again and sharpen. Okay, I can't read all this right now. I'm sorry. I'll have a look through it later, like I did yesterday. The thing that's kind of magical to me about this tool and this pad is that I can touch it with my finger and it'll draw. But if I put my hand down to do this, there's nothing there. I get it. Software, it's understanding and calculating what's going on, but still very cool. Back to the eraser. It's funny, with headphones, it's a completely different experience for me. I'm hearing outside all the bicycle sounds, the birds. I don't hear those normally. I'm not sure how much we've got left here. Maybe today. Well, I'm not sure. That's it for the green down here at the bottom. We've been up to the top, all the way along the top. I think there's nothing below her head. No, it's this area. So I could maybe finish this today if I really keep up. If not, then tomorrow. And as I mentioned before, what I'll do then is, rather than going ahead and doing all the tracing for all the color box, I'll print this one out and get carving. It's no fun to do the same job again and again and every day on this stream. And there'll be 3 more to trace, I guess. One will be the black dots, whatever they are. Another will be the yellow zones. And then one more will be the octopus skin patterns. So there's still a lot of work here. Although it's actually not so much really, it's taking so long because I just do a few minutes a day. If I'd just sat down and really got to work, This green wouldn't be a day's job. It looks so strange at this point. Someone's asking about the black dots, I guess. I'm just going to carve what I see on the right hand side, and then I guess I'm going to try and sketch some similar ones on the left hand side. A copy of this book came up on Yahoo Auctions a couple of months back, and the guy who was selling it did a strange thing. The book actually is a 3-volume book. It's generic shunga, the porn stuff, and most of it's of no interest. It's this one picture that has really, captured the world. It's a 3-volume, and only one picture is what most of us want from this book. And he put it up as 3 separate auctions. Idiot. I didn't try and bid. There's no way. It just became ridiculously expensive, and I don't need to have the original here to be able to do this. But one of the volumes, we know which one, went crazy high, and the other 2 didn't. But they got split up, went to different people. Actually, I think my voice is different today because I'm hearing it delayed. It's about a third of a second delayed in my earphones, so I'm having a bit trouble speaking. Earthquake in Kyoto? Is this something new, or last week, the one in Osaka? We didn't feel it here, that's way too far. And if you can see, it's really difficult to see where the green is here. We've got the original gray slash black. And then these black dots are in the way here. Just cut it off there for a moment. Okay, let's fill in the areas. It looks like such a mess at this stage. We're at the limit of resolution here for some of this stuff, past the limit. gave me a battery warning. Let's plug it in for a bit. In case you don't know, the pencil, it has a lightning connector, but you can pick up some juice by putting it in the pad itself, and it steals some juice from the battery. And just a minute or so will give it enough to run for quite a while. Oh, lots of comment here. Sound seems to be okay. You know, you're talking about crackle yesterday. I don't see any. I'm monitoring the sound here today. So. Does Dave smoke? No. Do I drink sake? No. Cube color block has lots of fine points. What would be its hardness? Yeah, interesting question. In general, of course, for us, key blocks as hard as possible, color blocks not so hard. We need more water absorption, less structural strength, and this is in between. But if we chose the same hardness that we used for a key block, it wouldn't take water, and these areas that are solid color wouldn't be solid. So yeah, it's in between. It's an in-between question. At the moment, we have such little choice for wood, it's just going to be basically whatever I've got on the shelf. Okay, how long's it been plugged in there? About 1 minute. Let's pop it out. That should give me enough juice for 15 or 20 more minutes. And of course, it's got its own lightning connector, but it's interesting because the Apple Pencil is allowed to do this stealing juice. It needs a male connector, whereas the pad is female, of course. But the regular lightning connector is male, so they don't go together. But with the pencil in the box, there's a female-female connector that allows you to do this. So the pencil can get juice directly from the USB or steal it from the pad. And they've, instead of building a female here, so they could do this without an adapter, they've gone the other way. And I would have gone the other way myself. I would have allowed it to plug directly into a lightning cable and used an adapter for stealing, but whatever, they made their decision the other way. I suppose it's okay, it's helping us today. It's a fun tool, and I'm not using a fraction of its functionality. It works differently with different pencils and brushes depending on the angle you use it. The Japanese brush setting in Pixelmator that I'm using right now doesn't affect the angle, but it's pressure sensitive and speed sensitive. The faster you go, the fatter the line gets. If I were an illustrator or something, I'd be all over this thing. It's just fantastic. I'm surprised Jed doesn't get into this, but I guess he's got good tools already and he's happy with them. but I think he's still drawing indirectly. He's got a double monitor setup, or a pad on his desk and a separate monitor. So he's drawing on a horizontal or an angled surface and viewing on a vertical monitor, like I did a couple of years ago when I did the Great Wave Project. I did this tracing on a Wacom tablet flat on the desk and watched on a vertical monitor. And it took some getting used to, but once you got it. But now this, after directly tracing on the picture itself, I'll never go back. And there's no delay, nothing. It's instantaneous. And the glass is so thin, there's none of the angled thing. It's perfect, just perfect. There was a woman in the shop yesterday doing a print party, and she showed us some of her drawings, her own drawings, including a bunch that she did on the plane yesterday on the way over to Japan. And she had this setup, the iPad Pro with a pencil, and the software she was using was something called Procreate. Kind of a funny name, I guess, but whatever. Procreate. And my God, this stuff looked incredible. She also showed us a time lapse of drawing one of them. She said that was built into the app itself. So you do your drawing, you create your thing, and you also get a time lapse video. Don't know where this border will be. Figure it out at carving time. coming along. I think we'll have this block finished fairly soon, ready for carving. So that might be what we're doing tomorrow. Might be a carving on this. I'm not sure. Shouldn't speak too soon. I've got the wood ready for this. You know, it's on the shelf behind me. It's been sitting there for a year and a half or so. There's 3 more blocks. This print is going to be 4 pieces of wood carved on both sides. No crackle today. Yeah, it's good. Someone's just joining here. Why is Dave painting on an iPad? This is the preparation of one of the color blocks for the octopus print. There's a green area you can see here on the image, and there's a red area. And what the red area is, I'll take it away. It's the tracing. The tracing of the green, which is the area I need on the block to print green. If I isolate it here, you can see it. So what you see as red blurry blobs here will be changed to black, printed on paper, pasted on wood, carved as that shape, and then printed green when we're doing the actual print. 4 blocks, both on both sides. It'll be key block, black, green, sorry, gray key block, black highlights, green, yellow, octopus base tone, octopus overtone, a background around the figures, and then the calligraphy. Yes, this is octopus color separations. The last few days since I started getting back to this print, Cameron's been getting emails, the information address of our Mokohankan, asking to be put on the waiting list. Now we have a waiting list for this print. You can get to it just by writing to Cameron here or going to the octopusprint.com. I think it's a single word, theoctopusprint.com, which is a web page talking about this project and what I'm doing. And there's a link there to a contact page that puts your name on the waiting list. You don't have to buy it, just simply we'll notify you once the print is up and running. If you want it then, fine, or not, as you wish. But there is a list. He's running a bunch of lists now. One for the Great Wave, always, and one for this print. And he keeps a general waiting list. People keep asking for, do you have the Kuniyoshi skeleton print and stuff like this. So we run a bunch of lists. Cameron, sir. He won't be here this morning, of course. It's Sunday here in Tokyo. keys. Is somebody just come in the front door? This is magnifying sound. I just heard somebody put keys in their pocket. Is it time for a collage? Not yet. Let's block this in. It looks terrible at this stage. Just shapes. All comes to life later. Well, we're now an hour over into this. I'm not hearing that crackle, which we thought was yesterday caused by the hot interface. It's very hot again today, but I'm not hearing any crackle, so I don't know. Just the usual gremlins, or I don't know. Don't know if I mentioned, but there's a construction happening a couple of doors down. There's a new shop. It was, what's the word? The Zadie, tax accountant. He closed just about the time I came here, about 4 years ago. I guess he'd become old and closed his business. And then he must have died about a few months ago because the renovation started. The The office was all ripped out, and what's happening now is there's a new shop going in there, and we've learned it's going to be Korean sweets. And I don't know anything about Korean sweets, but what they're building is a sort of a counter accessible to the street, so people walking by will see and purchase or whatever the stuff. It's kind of curious. The clientele here in this area is foreign tourists traveling in Japan. So I can see a Japanese sweet shop opening, but why Korean sweets? These green things here are just blobs, ugly blobs. Am I going to carve that, or am I going to clean it up? I don't know. For now, let's just paint what I see and make up my mind at the point of the knife. It looks terrible here. God, blobs, ugly blobs. Look at this. Guy was in a hurry to get off for lunch or something. I don't know. Anyway, for now, we'll just leave it. They're awful, but we'll sort it out at carving time. What's happening over here? .26% reduction in hiss. I hear the keys too. Every now and then there's a key rattling sound. Do you hear it? It's not me. My keys are in my pocket. Baron cookies. One day, one day. Patience, please. There was a funny update I saw in my news yesterday. One of the level of government here, I think it's the national government, the lower house, they're working very, very slowly on the new legislation for smoking restrictions. And those of us who have lived here for a long time think that this is never going to happen. But they're playing with it and trying. And the latest version of the regulations, which we saw yesterday, which actually I think has passed some committee and then is going out for a vote or something. It's no smoking in restaurants, period, except if they're less than 100 square meters in size. And if they put a sign on the front door saying smoking happens in here. So, so for my life here in Asakusa, it would make no change whatsoever. There's no restaurant here anywhere near a tenth of that size. And they're going to hang signs. We smoke. So it's meaningless, absolutely meaningless. And so the bar owners are winning this battle, absolutely winning. And it doesn't help that. Good morning, good morning. Hi. Paper's out. Hi.
いないいないいないいない。
This is Ishikawa-san.
Good morning.
The microphone's right there.
ここですか。聞こえてる。
Thank you, not. So, Ishikawa-san, just go to work, okay? Ouch. She's a nice lady. She's doing a wonderful job. Wonderful job. About the smoking thing, of course, the government here owns the tobacco monopoly. So, of course, so it's tax revenue for them. And then 99 point whatever, 99% of the legislators are old dudes who smoke. So, what are they going to do? So there's really not going to be any change, not within my lifetime, I think. There's a thing where they're trying to get this passed before the Olympics so they can show the foreigners we have a modern, healthy, blah, blah, blah. Exemptions, 100 meters, 100 square meters. What a joke. I think perhaps the same thing happened in other countries, Britain, Canada, places, that did sensible no smoking. They took many, many years. There was lots of blowback from the tobacco companies, the liquor companies, the bar owners. They all said, our businesses will be destroyed. That wasn't the case, of course, but you try and tell that to them in the beginning. So I don't know. Sorry about that. I didn't know she was going to do that. So. This whole area down here, instead of nice spikes and strokes, it's gone blobby. I don't know, what the guy just maybe what they did was he made a first pass, rough, then went back and slice, and then missed going back over this spot. I don't know. We always get these questions again and again and again. Do I copy exactly what I see? do I try and fix it? And in areas like those chips and pops we saw in the carved lines, which are clearly errors, I fix those because I don't want my own work to be full of little chips and pops. Oh, David's so careless, you know. But in design decisions like this, I don't know, it's a more difficult question. Anyway, as I said, for now, we'll basically paint what I see here, and then my knife will make some decisions as we go. And of course, on top of all this, my own errors and incompetence and hard spots in the wood, etc., will all be on top of this. So it's the original guy's problems plus my problems. So there's no such thing as a perfect reproduction. It's all decisions and analysis and then random chance, depending on the wood. But we're going to get pretty close. And considering the scale, what we're seeing here as large objects that fill your eye and that need decisions, these are microscopic. So nobody's going to notice this stuff. But whatever, do as well as you can, just step by step. As long as we keep the general feeling that we should be doing a good job, keep that, and then at the end of the day, it'll be a nice result. But these are strange shapes here. Yeah, this whole zone has a totally different feel from the rest. The guy was drunk or no idea. The feeling comes that what happened right there while he was carving this bunch was there was a TV crew back in 1814 or whatever it was. There was an interview and he was trying to carve at the same time, and yeah, right, like that was likely. Actually, that reminds me of something else that happened here yesterday. I don't know if I can show it to you. Hang on a sec. Yeah, we do. It's here. It's here. It's within reach. Just let me finish this corner, then I'll show you something. That's not Prince show and tell, but it's something interesting we got yesterday. Hang on. Let me just finish this corner. Finish. We've been, buying prints on auctions and through the dealer sales. And a box of prints came in yesterday, and it was a Fuji series. The Hokusai Mount Fuji 36 Sanju Rokke, which actually has 46 prints. Oh, am I finished here? Just a sec. Oh no, one more zone. Anyway, let's zoom out a bit here first, and then zoom in. My glasses. Actually, I should plug in the pencil while I'm not using it. Okay. Yeah, so the Carver with a TV show. Okay, anyway, so we got a bunch of new prints yesterday, and one of the batches of prints we got, I can't do this with. It's 1 second delay. It's okay. Oh, those fans are running. Anyway, okay, we got a bunch of prints yesterday, and among the prints was a box of the 36 views of Mount Fuji by Hokusai. There's actually 46 prints in it, but whatever, that's a different story. So we got this box set. We opened it up, and they're okay. We were afraid there might be a lot of foxing, shimmy and stuff in it, but there wasn't. So the prints are useful. We can't do it as a full set in the shop, but this is a broken set. Some of them are missing, so we can break it up anyway. Out they go. And they look pretty good. They're slightly reduced in size from the originals. The originals are about 40 centimeters wide. This is about 30 centimeters wide or so. Anyway, in the package was the publisher. When he first put the print set out, he put a little pamphlet inside to explain to the customers what was inside it. Sound is okay, right? Normal speed talking, whatever. So there's a pamphlet inside. Now it's all in Japanese, so it doesn't help anybody here. It's got the images of the full prints, and then it's got some comment about what Hokusai was thinking when he drew them, like they knew that. But anyway, it's commentary. And one page of this has some pictures. I'll zoom up in a minute. It's got a picture of the carver's tools, and it's got a picture of the carver at work, and a few pictures of the printers at work. Now let me zoom in here, because this is fun. This is, what's the date here? The date is, the date's Showa 40. Showa 40. I don't remember. Somebody can find it for me. Showa 40 is about 1964 or somewhere around there. I don't really know. Let's zoom in. Here is first, it's the printer. And none of us here can figure out what he's doing. Oh, I know I should. Can I blow that up? Whatever. I'll just get in trouble if I try and change all the sceneries here. There we are. It's clearly his tile. You saw in one of our last recent videos. There's the printer's bench here. He's printing on his block. He's sitting back here. This is right hand. He's got his pigments, which look like little tiny watercolor tray pigments, which printers here never, ever use. Those little ceramic trays with watercolor blocks. I think they're called watercolor blocks. I don't really know. You dip some water in it and paint. And he's got some of those on his bench. And I said, we never use them. And he's got some kind of brush or thing, and he's pushing. His finger is bent. He's pushing with high pressure onto the tile. And none of us here have any idea what this guy is doing. Then the next pictures are okay, whatever. He's brushing pigment over a block, and then he's printing with his burr. They look normal. But that picture, we've puzzled at. What is this guy doing? Then, up at the top of the page, there's the carver at work. And this is sort of classic, no problem. He's got the great wave here. You can see it's the bottom corner of the great wave. And then he's carving and he's carving. But look at this. I've got to zoom up closer here if we can get this. Because the acute angle on this blade has to be seen to be believed. It's not going to focus there. Come on, focus, please. Let me put that there. Let me just temporarily try and do this if I don't bugger up my... Select the video camera view. Let me draw it larger. Look at the angle of that blade, the acute angle. I don't know what the number is, but it's insane. You put that in the wood and it's going to break in a split second. But there it is. This is a picture ostensibly taken in a carver's workshop in 1960, whatever it is, 65, somebody found it, okay, in the mid-1960s. And like, is this a mistake or is it just some funny angle caused by the camera? I don't think so, because when you go across to the other page, which shows the carving tools themselves, there's the blade, and it's got the same insanely sharp angle on it. And this is no other word for it, but to say insane. The angle we use for our tools varies. If we're going to cut a straight line or something straight line, we need this angle to be carved at a more obtuse angle, so that more metal is in the wood and the knife stays basically in a straight line. If we're carving circles, you sharpen your blade at a more acute angle like this. And if it's true, if he was doing the great wave, which it seems to be on that photograph, then he's got to go around the waves. He needs a fairly acute angle. But crap, I've never, ever seen anything like this before. I'm going to take this over to my friend Asuka Sensei, who was classically trained, in about this era. In the 1960s, he was working as a young carver. Well, no, he wasn't. He was born in 51, same as me. So he started working in the 1970s. But anyway, he was of this generation. So I'm going to see, maybe this is just, it was carved, sharpened that way just for a few minutes to do a specific tight job or not. I don't know. Or maybe the steel back then was just so much better than the steel we get now that you could sharpen like this and it wouldn't break so easily. Or maybe this guy is just so supremely skilled, he can put this thing into a hard block of cherry without breaking it. No idea. No idea. But when we saw this yesterday, I showed it to Ishikawa-san, who she's training classically as a carver here. I showed this to her. She went like, "What? What?" It's hard to believe. Anyway, whatever. I thought that was interesting and curious. With no videos and stuff from back in those days, we don't have any real view of the people working. You know. Oh, yeah, I better put this back. I think I drew it up too far. I'm not sure if I can do this easily. Let's see. I heard the doorbell. That's either Kawai-san or Nakamura-san. They're both in here today. Somewhere on there. Oops. Oops. Let go with my thumb. Okay. We're talking about the angle. It was an acute angle. We're using a knife now generally at a more obtuse angle like this, because it doesn't break. The tip doesn't break. But when you go more and more acute like this, of course you can go around a corner when you're carving, but that tip just breaks instantly, immediately. Okay, I got a couple more minutes. Let me try and do just a bit more of this green down here, before signing off. Bing bong, bing bong. Okay, here we are. They're all coming in now. I can hear Kawai-san's footsteps. I don't think he'll come near the microphone, so I think you're okay. Kawai-san, good morning. Ready for a big day today?
そうですね。
For parties.
というか。
So we're very busy. 色は色分け。この草色の色はの準備です。ペンシルで描くトレースですね。
やっぱり一番使いやすいですか。なんか前違うパッドみたいな。あれよりやっぱ一番ベストですか。
ワコンパッドを比べるとこっちの方が本当に安い。もう本当にその上に書く。本当にその上です。 そう。If I turn it on. そう、この線。上に線をそのまま書く。それから確認のためにこのものも入れてどの形が出たとちょっと消しゴムでティップちょっと待って消しゴムでティップをシャー
筆の先端のシュッてやるやつ。
このペンは僕上手じゃないですが、このものを力入れて変わります。筆みたいです。
じゃあ筆で書こうと思えば書ける。そうです。筆のこの
筆で上手な人は本当に筆のまま書くこと。
昔足立にいたって言ってましたね。筆でこう。
そうですね。そう。
テクノロジーでカバーできるかもしれない。
例えば見てください。これ漫画ブラシというもの。
そういろんなブラシがあるんだ。
入れて力抜いていろいろできますよ。そう角度も僕ちょっと上手じゃないですけど、この角度も変わると変わります。
すごいね。筆で本気で練習するの20年ぐらいかかる。みんな勝川新書と普通の習字うまいじゃなかった。あれ子供の頃からずっと描いてて、ずっと絵もずっと研ぎ澄まして描いて、今頃に
その道具。
そうもう今更もう20年も習字って勉強。確かに。それで
今日紙結構昨日入れた？
ちょっと入れすぎたっていうか、
そう。
でも OK。大丈夫です。
絵の具もブルーがだんだん薄くなったんですけど、大丈夫かな。じゃあ僕もすぐ行きますから。今日3人？中村さんと私と。OK。Was that an ambulance that stopped right outside our place? Am I okay? My heart's still beating. That's actually not a rare incident here. Just a few weeks ago, during the night, there was an ambulance that stopped outside one of the bars, the shops in the Korean street there. And then we got the notice a few days later in the local community flyer that the elderly grandmother there had passed away. So not rare at all. There's a huge number of elderly people in this district, well, in any district in Japan now. Okay, I think I should get out there. Like as we said, we have 4 parties today. Check the preparation. It's going to be an exhausting day, so I should get out there. These guys are okay. Ishikawa-san, not Ishikawa-san, Nakamura-san and Kawai-san, they can handle a lot of it, but there's no way they can do 1, 2, 3, 4 parties with lots of people all together at the same time. So we're going to rotation. We're going to do a rotation today. Okay, I think I'll sign off. Today's Sunday. Corinne Gummy's asking about, did I get my email read the shutter? I don't see those. That goes straight to Cameron, and he's not here Saturday and Sunday. So if you've sent something yesterday, it hasn't been seen at all. If you sent it Japanese Friday, it should have been seen. And I heard from Cameron that he is working forward on the shutter. So whether it's with you or not, I don't know. I'm sorry. Cameron will be here tomorrow morning, and we can touch up on that then, at that point. Tony, I'll get out. I'll on the way. Today's Sunday morning. There will be another stream here tomorrow morning, and perhaps I'll be finishing up this little job here, or if it, there's no way today. There's no way I'll have time to do this today. So I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. It'll be one of these jobs. It might be another sizing job upstairs. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I'll be here tomorrow for one more day before the break on Tuesday. Tuesday for me is coffee table day. Lee-san, Aoyama-san, he's given me a deadline. Dave, you've been talking about it for weeks now. We're ready to move the tatami into the party room. So the coffee table has to be ready. So he sort of said, Tuesday, do this. So I have to do that on Tuesday. Okay. All right, I'll be off now. Thank you very much for watching. Good. See you tomorrow, same time, same station. Thank you again. I think we'll just hit the button that says stop streaming. Bye-bye.